Hello and welcome. Are you an energy healer or spiritual worker who's learning to learn more so you can broaden your practice? Or maybe you're a spiritual seeker, exploring different modalities and trying to absorb everything you can about the world of energy. Or maybe you're just starting out and you're not exactly sure where to begin. Perhaps you've even encountered some energy workers who are a little too woo-woo for you to take seriously, but you're trying to get the straight goods on how energy work works, what makes it a useful thing to learn, without all that mystical, touchy-feely language that tends to give us all a bad rap. Then you've come to the right place. Welcome to my show, Spirituality Meets Science. I'm your host, Renu Arora, and I'm the co-creator of an energy healing modality called the Trigger Release Method. I help people overcome emotional, spiritual, mental, and even physical problems by identifying the underlying root causes that are causing them, that are triggering them, and releasing them from the subconscious. And to my clients, it looks and feels like magic. But like any good magic trick, once you understand how it's done, you realize there's actually nothing magical about it, and magical at all. And with a little bit of practice, a little bit of knowledge and understanding, we can recreate that same magic for ourselves. So why am I here? I am here to make energy healing understandable and accessible to everyone. I want to tell you that it is not just for those few, rare few people who are born with that intrinsic knowledge of how it all works. So if you're ready to be empowered with new knowledge and understanding about how the world really works, then I'd like to introduce you to today's topic. And today we are discussing crystal therapy. So I'm really excited about this topic. I get to use crystals a little bit here and there. It's not something I do very much, so I have only a little fraction of the understanding of what there is to know. So I'm going to be riveted to the edge of my seat as I listen to our guest as she speaks to us today. Today, we're going to talk about essentially the basics of crystal therapy. So what is it? How does it work? And how can you use it for yourself? I'd like to first, before we go any further, welcome all of our viewers today. I am really excited to have you here. You'll notice that there is a chat box. So if you've got any questions along the lines of crystal therapy, then please throw them in the box, and we're going to do our best to answer those questions as we go. Also remember that at the end of my show, I do a demonstration of the trigger release method. So if you maybe want to volunteer to be the subject of my demonstration, then also put that in the chat box too, and maybe you'll be the one who's selected. So that would be pretty awesome. Without further ado, let me welcome today's guest. So I'd like to welcome Lesia Yacht. She's the owner of Druzy Holistics, operating 2 divisions. She's a certified crystal healer, Reiki practitioner, energy intuitive, and a heart-centered holistic business consultant, offering a variety of crystal healing sessions both remotely and in person, as well as bi-monthly workshops to teach people how they can utilize crystals to improve their lives. As a holistic business consultant, Lesia combines her talents and experience in the business world with her crystal energy healing, capturing a holistic approach to assisting business owners in achieving their goals by aligning their vision, mission, and business operations with the owner's true passion and purpose. So welcome, Lesia. I'm really excited to have you here. This is a long time coming. We had technical difficulties the first time around. But now we're all set and ready and raring to go. So Lesia, why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself, maybe where you're from, a little bit more about what you do in your practice, and let us get to know who you are.
Oh, thank you, Renu. Happy to be here this afternoon. I offer crystal healing sessions. Usually operate out of Happy Soul, which is a metaphysical shop on Bloor Street in the West End of Toronto. There's a variety of different crystal healing sessions, including chakra balancing, crystal infusion sessions, doing full body layouts with crystals, guided meditations. I also do distant healing for people, work with animal healing, either in person or from a distance. And I also offer to attend group events. I do a lot of girls' night outs, and they like to play with crystals and have healing sessions, or we do a nice circle and have a good time.
Nice.
Also offer a variety of workshops like you had mentioned. So at least once a month, I do an introduction to crystals for people who have an interest, to teach them how to pick crystals when they're out crystal shopping, what to do with the crystals when they bring them home, and to actually prepare them and program the crystals for their uses, and then a variety of methods in which they can use them. I have a workshop where everyone brings their yoga mat, and we all actually learn how to balance our own chakras with crystals. And then there's 2 crystal healers going around and actually balancing all the energy centers. It's a wonderful night.
Wow, that sounds. I just touched the surface. I'm like, that's so much stuff. So that's pretty extraordinary. I had no idea there was so much you could do with crystals. So I'm really excited that we're going to be able to today mostly scratch the surface, and then later maybe we'll do a little bit more deep diving into what else can be done. So really quickly before we get started, I just want to do a little segment on practitioner news. So just so everybody's aware, so the trigger release method, I said it's something I co-create. It's also something that I'm teaching other people to do. So for anyone who is interested in learning how to do the trigger release method, I have a workshop coming up. It is from November 4th to 6th. It is not too late to register. If you go to my website, you'll see the prices there. I actually made a little change to this. I was requiring everybody to stay on site. It takes place at a hotel, but I've decided to lift that requirement. So if you're local and you've got a place to stay for the evenings, then we're just taking $100 off that price. So it is listed as $1,200 if you're going to stay on site. It's $1,100 if you've got a place to go. So it's a really intense hands-on workshop. It's pretty fun and exciting, and yeah, and it's coming up soon. So if you're interested, then let me know. Go to my site, and we can make that happen. Now back to our topic of the day. So it is crystal healing, crystal therapy. So let's talk a little bit about why it's important to discuss it. Well, one of the first things is crystal therapy has been around a really, really, really long time. This has been around for thousands upon thousands of years. And in fact, before the show, I was doing a little bit of research. This is from quantumstones.com. So I have a little quote. Today we understand that all things in the universe are forms of energy with their own frequency and vibration, including crystals. Nikola Tesla declared this concept as the key to understanding the universe and proved how certain forms of energy can alter the vibrational resonance of other forms of energy. This concept is why healing crystals and stones are still used today to align, heal, and alter the vibration of bodily cells, chakras, and the subtle bodies of holistic healers. So I thought that was kind of neat because everybody knows who Nikola Tesla is. He's very, very well respected in terms of energy, and people don't understand that he had a much broader understanding of energy. It's not just electric cars. So there's a lot to him and to energy in general, and that's why I'm here. It's to really put together the science with the spirituality, with the stuff that we perceive as spiritual energy work. And I was saying, so crystals have been used forever. You'll find it in Roman culture and ancient Egypt, Chinese culture, ancient Greece. You'll find it in traditions in India and Japanese. So all all throughout history, there's various cultures that have crystals as part of ancient healing practices and rituals. So we're bringing crystals, getting us an understanding of crystals in the 21st century. So that's why it would be of interest. Now we're going to talk about the topic at hand. So, all right, let's start. What is crystal therapy? let's break it down to the very basics.
Okay. Well, first of all, I think crystal healing is a tool, or it's a method to promote wellness for people, for their bodies, their minds, their spirits. It's a great complementary healing technique, I think, that works well in conjunction with the professional medical help we have today. And having said that, crystal healing actually changes our frequencies. It aligns our chakras or our energy centers, and it helps with our emotional, mental, and physical issues. And there are a variety of ways of getting that done, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But what actually happens when you do the crystal healing is crystals themselves are alive. They change, they grow. And, you know, if you look at silicon, which is actually prime ingredient in quartz, it grows in a spiral. And guess what? So does our DNA. So like everything else, crystals have energy, and energy has consciousness. Crystals have a fixed, repeating geometric pattern or structure. I call it geometric perfection in comparison to us humans. And the crystals themselves vibrate at a much more precise vibration or level, and they oscillate or cause things around them to vibrate. Whereas we as humans, we don't have that geometric perfection. We're crystalline. So if we place a crystal within our vicinity or our electromagnetic field, we reduce our entropy or our state of disorganization, and we start to vibrate at a much more precise level.
Okay, so you're explaining this is essentially how crystals work, yes?
Absolutely, but you need to know that to know how the healing can help you.
Gotcha.
Right? The vibrations, things that are in our vicinity, our bodies are so adaptable to the energies within our own electromagnetic fields. So when you have something as perfect as a crystal vibrating near you, you begin to vibrate at a much more precise level.
You know what? I've got that reminds me of a science experiment which I saw. So this will be a cool way of explaining how it goes together. Have you ever seen how you know how a singer can crack glass, right?
Absolutely.
So you have a pure, perfect tone, and so that tone, if it's perfect, like the energy of a crystal, it's a pure, clean frequency, and how it actually will cause a glass, like a crystal glass or whatever, to vibrate, right? And it keeps vibrating. That's actually how somebody with their voice can crack, like can cause a glass to shatter, or another one, because like you're talking about how some energies can make other things vibrate. So that's so my little science, the science antenna went off all of a sudden. How you know when you're listening to music and there's that deep bass, and sometimes you feel your furniture vibrate along with it. So again, that's resonant frequency, right? So that's what you're talking about, making how one energy can make something else vibrate. Is that like on the right track there?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And when that happens, it actually increases the coherence in our bodies, right? So it helps our brains, our hearts, our organs, and our human DNA can actually adapt to the environment we're in. So imagine placing a crystal into our environment.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got an idea of how scientifically, so crystals can cause other energies within us to cause us to vibrate, or our energy to vibrate, or amplify. So how do we actually use this? Like how would a person, and I, like, my understanding, the limited use I have of crystals is like rose quartz. I know rose quartz makes you feel happy. Like it's supposed to bring out self-love. How can you explain that? Like how that kind of...
Well, that's one example, yes. It not only brings out self-love, it brings out love of others, universal love. It balances our heart chakra, right? And our heart chakra is the strongest energy center of our bodies. And in my opinion, it's the most important energy center to have in balance, that and our root. If we start on those two first, then we can work on other things. But the staples are working on your root chakra and your heart chakra. And with crystals, you can do that in a variety of ways. You can use a pendulum to balance your heart chakra, as an example. I did bring a pendulum just to give an example. This one here is an amethyst with a clear quartz sphere above it to amplify its vibrations.
Okay.
So using an amethyst would be wonderful for third eye chakra or crown chakra, and determining whether it's in balance or not, and then actually balancing it. So one of my prime methods of healing others is balancing their main chakra areas. And usually, it doesn't take very long, but sometimes it depends on the circumstances. And you can do a full infusion and just work solely on one chakra that is stuck, that needs to be unblocked.
Okay. So would you use, because you said that was good for the third eye and crown, so would you have different crystal pendulums for each of the chakras? Like, is that how that works?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And I start by using a clear quartz pendulum to determine whether each energy center is in balance.
Okay. So now I use, with my work, maybe you can clarify this for me, because I've always wondered. I was told not to use a crystal pendulum for my work, because I do subconscious work, and I was told if I use a crystal pendulum that would impart its own, like it would influence the answers, and I wouldn't get as clear answers. I wouldn't get necessarily the true answer that I'm looking for. Can you explain why I was told that, or if that's even true?
Well, I would definitely agree with that statement, other than with clear quartz. Clear quartz would not influence your decision. It would just help you make your decision or get your answers. It is the master of all crystals. It's got such a high vibration that it would actually just help amplify what you're trying to do. Whereas other crystals definitely have different properties for different energy centers and different issues, and they may actually influence, and that's what we actually want them to do.
Right. Okay. So clear quartz, that would make sense. Why? So clear quartz amplifies. Quartz is used in a whole lot of electronics, isn't it?
Well, yeah. People wonder whether crystals really are alive and grow and have a vibration. You take a quartz crystal and look at what we use it for today. We use it for watches, for computers, for radio transmitters. And they have such a precise vibrational frequency that they are very effective in this type of equipment. So imagine if it can do that for computer chips, what can it do for our bodies?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's another way that crystals are used in everyday, like people's everyday experience, and we don't think about it. It's why would somebody use a little rock in their in their watch, right? It's because it's got those energetic properties. So that's a really cool piece. That's a cool little takeaway, I think. Okay, so another thing you mentioned in there, so you talked about balancing chakras. So I want to clarify. So again, this is my understanding. So the how would you use, like you talked about the heart chakra and that self-love and compassion and love for others and all that. So the idea is, so rose quartz vibrates at the same frequency as the heart chakra, right? That's essentially it. So it magnifies, it amplifies the vibration within the heart chakra because it's the same frequency. So it's a resonant. Amplifies really is the word I'm looking for. So if you've got a little bit of self-love, it would magnify that and amplify that so you feel it more, right? So that's pretty much yes, no?
Well, rose quartz would have the properties of love, of forgiveness, but it may not amplify. What it may do is actually unblock the energies of the heart chakra in order for you to be open to self-love and self-forgiveness and universal love.
So how do the other ones work? Before we started, Lasha, you were showing me, you picked up and said, I've got this one here and this, but we didn't have time for you to tell me what they were there for. So you want to show us the crystals you've got in front of you there?
Absolutely.
Tell me why you got them there.
Well, as an example, you can wear them as jewelry, right? So today I chose to wear amethyst earrings, amethyst pendant and bracelet because I wanted to heighten my intuition for today's program and tap into higher consciousness. I made a conscious decision of wearing my blue sapphire ring and my lapis ring so I would communicate clearly so everyone can understand the premise behind crystal healing and how they can work with it. And then the last minute I decided I wanted to bring a chunk of green fluorite so that my mind would remain sharp during the session.
Oh, is that what that's for?
Fluorite is for helping you think clearly. It helps think in an organized fashion. It works really well for that. But when you're working with, so if it's just for yourself, small crystals are fine. They probably shouldn't be much less than about the size of a quarter. But the larger the crystal, the bigger the vibration. Size does matter. So a lot of people think that it doesn't matter what size a crystal is.
I didn't think it mattered.
Oh, it does. It does. And you can measure the energy of a crystal, right?
And how do you measure it?
There's various ways of measuring that. There's a very old method of dowsing, right? You can take copper L rods and use them to measure the distance of vibration.
Course. Yeah, I could try. I've got some I don't, like I said, I don't have a huge collection of stones, but I've got a nice rose quartz, and then I've got little, tumble stones, whatever the phrase is, tumbled rose quartz, right? So I've got the little ones and the big ones, so I could actually, try one and the other. And you're telling me that the big one will project its energy further? That's what I should find?
Absolutely. The radius of the energy will be much further. It will
Ah,
start to quiver, and the rods will spread apart at the torus.
nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
We can also measure the electrical activity of a crystal using. We don't do this at home. We don't have the equipment to do it, but scientists can actually measure the electrical activity using an ECG, and they can also measure the magnetism of a crystal. So there has been research and measurements done. As an example, our heart's magnetic field is 5,000 times stronger than our brains, right? By using this equipment, they have been able to measure that. It shows how strong our heart chakra is. At one time, everyone believed that our brain was the strongest.
Right.
And now with the equipment that they have, it's been determined by far our hearts are the strongest points of our body.
That's really cool. I've got about a bazillion more questions I want to ask, but we're actually running out of time. I guess I'm going to have you back so we can continue this discussion. So I think we're going to have to call it there, and it's really too bad because I was really enjoying this quite a bit. So thank you so much, Lesia, for joining us. I just want to give you a second to, if you have any last words you want to impart to the audience, or if you, please give us your contact information, how anybody can reach you if they're interested in taking one of your workshops or having one of your healing sessions. Please let everybody know.
Oh, thanks, Renu. Absolutely. I can be reached at 647-628-8950 for any crystal healing sessions or questions you may have. Happy to answer them. Or you can book online for my workshops and sessions at happysoultoronto.ca.
Perfect. Okay. So now what we're going to do is a quick little wrap up. Next week's topic is hypnosis. So I've got a few hypnotists lined up for next week, so that's going to be a whole lot of fun again. Now, if you're interested in joining next week or just getting notifications about our shows as they come up, then head on over to my website, sign up. It's at healfromyourpast.com. Yeah, you can sign up there. You can actually, while you're at it, you can wind up getting a free a demonstration of TRM. If you like the show, please share, let everybody know about it. And yeah, so now that's pretty much, that covers the main portion of our show. What I like to do at the end of the show is a demonstration of TRM for one of our viewers. I haven't seen anybody mention anything in the chat box that they would like to be a subject for me to do this. So Lesia, you had said that possibly if nobody else volunteered, that you'd be willing to be my subject for the day.
I'd absolutely love it. Thank you.
Awesome. So, all right. So I'm going to show you a little taste of what TRM is. So let me just grab my stuff here. Me and my metal pendulum, but I might go invest in a clear quartz one now because, hey, why not? It's nice to have some variety. I have no objections to that. I thought I was limited to this guy. So, all right. So the way this works, so I don't think I've explained TRM to you before. So what it is it's subconscious work. When people come to me with a problem, so whether it's a food intolerance or reacting to their cat or anxiety or a fear or phobia or a limiting belief, whatever that problem is. I know it's my understanding that it is that there's an underlying emotional issue that needs to be resolved. So that problem is like the flashing light on your answering machine. It's just there to say, hey, guess what? I've got a message for you. So when we find out what the message is, when we find out what the life event was, or the belief you're hanging on to, or the emotion that's stuck, when we identify what that is and release it, the body stops flashing. It doesn't need to signal you anymore because the message was received and the problem can just go away. So a session would work in the sense of a person would come in with their problem and we'd investigate and find out what's underneath. But since it's not necessarily just one thing. It can be a little convoluted. There can be a whole lot of other sort of side things that are keeping this problem stuck, that it's not really feasible for me to do that in the context of a demonstration. So what I do instead is I flip that concept up on its head. And instead of asking your subconscious, here's your problem, what's underneath it, I just say, all right, subconscious, is there a problem? Sorry, is there a life event that you'd really like to see resolved? Like, is there something you've been hanging on to that your top priority, something that you've been trying to get Lash's attention for her to take a look and let it go, but she hasn't noticed it as yet. So the idea being is it's probably causing you some sort of problem. We just haven't put two and two together. So are you good with trying that? There's another way I can do it is if there's something specific, like some memory, something that when you think about it, you go, ooh, that's embarrassing, or that makes me really angry or annoyed or something like that. We could just work on a specific event of your choice and diffuse the energy behind it. Or like I said, we can play and find out what your subconscious has picked as the most important.
Oh, so, let's play.
Let's play. Yeah, I like doing that too. I never know what's going to pop up. All right. So, and I use my pendulum for this, and you know all about pendulums. And I'm actually, just so you can see, you really probably don't need to see my head if that gets cut off, but you might want to see what the pendulum's doing. Okay. So the way I do it is first I'm going to connect. So, oh, by the way, so for me, a yes is front to back, and no is a counterclockwise swing. And I've got a whole bunch of other swings in there, but when they come up, I'll let you know. So can I connect with Lasha? And I got a yes there. So basically it's like, yeah, I can see your energy. Do I have permission to access all the energy within your system? So that's subconscious and conscious, physical and spiritual, and as well as on the timeline. It's thinking about it, because we all protect ourselves. We don't walk around saying, yes, by all means have access to everything. So there we go, we're in now. All right, so now that I have that access, do we have permission to access the most important or pressing life event that you're seeking to release? And that is a really nice big swing. So it's a really big yes there. First, with respect to this event, is there any drama around it? Nope, that looks pretty good. Drama, and I'm guaranteeing we will find some, is uncomfortable details around an event, or anything. So it's the stuff that keeps us. It's what keeps us from looking at our own stuff. It's when we say, "Ooh, that's really embarrassing. I don't want to think about that. I don't want to talk about that." It's that. Yeah, it's that circumstance that it clouds our ability to see clearly because we don't want to look at it. So it might. So what I find when there is drama is I might just get no answer. It might just say, nope, not going there. Or I might get thrown on the wrong trail. Like I might be given some clues which are completely wrong. Like it'll be like, okay, that doesn't really make a lot of sense. Is there drama here? And we clear out the drama, and I get a whole nother set of things which are actually the accurate clues that I'm looking for. So drama does some weird stuff to us. Other times it clouds our memory. So I might find something, and you'll be like, I don't remember anything like that. We clear away some drama, and then the next second, yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. So yeah, drama's pretty fascinating. But right now with this event, apparently there is no drama. So let's find out how many clues will be needed to figure out what it is. Is it one clue? No, two, no, three. Yeah, so 3 clues will help us figure it out. So essentially what we're doing is it's like we are describing a scene in a movie. So if your whole life is a movie, we're trying to find one particular circumstance. So we're going to find out who was involved, what emotions the various people had, so you can be able to zero in on it and remember it better. Sorry, so I said 3 clues. Here's my list. All right, the first of the 3 clues, isn't it? Again, any drama there? No. The first of the three clues is in column A, B, C. Okay, column C, 1 through 10, 11 through 20, 21 through 30, 21 through 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 28. C, 28. This happened last time. Okay, it says loose morals. Again, is there drama? Yeah, I knew it. It's like I'm gonna get some weird clues because it really didn't want to talk about it. So there is drama here. I demand this drama be released. Any more drama there? Okay. Let's ask again. How many clues are going to help us figure it out? Is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 3? It's still 3 clues. Is there drama around any of these clues? No. First clue is in column A, B, C, D. Now we got D. 1 through 10, 1 through 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. More drama. All right, we got to release the drama. Yeah, it's never so easy. So let's release the drama. Is there a lesson to anchor? Core belief to release other emotions, beliefs, or attitudes. Okay, is there drama around these? No. How many do we have to identify? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. No, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have to identify 11 emotions. Let's try this again. In order to release this drama, are the lessons to anchor, core beliefs to release, other emotions, beliefs, or attitudes, and influence. That's what's going on. Outside influence? Nope. Inside part? No. Challenge? Obstacle. It's an obstacle. All right. This hasn't happened lately. I wasn't looking for that. It's an obstacle. Is there drama around the obstacle? No. Is it one obstacle? 2. 2 obstacles. Wow. I haven't had an obstacle for a life event yet. There's always a first for everything. Okay, so basically there's a belief that you've got that's keeping us from getting to the life event. It's creating silly drama. So the first obstacle, again, is there drama around it? No. Is it 1 through 20, 21 through 40, 41 through 50, 41 through 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. Okay, obstacle 50. I'm getting an actual answer. Obstacle 50 is, I hate myself. Okay. So what's creating this obstacle? Is it a lesson that needs to be anchored? A core belief to release? Yes. Oh my God. I'm getting a wicked amount of drama today. Okay, there's drama around this core belief. We demand the drama be released and collapse the timeline around the drama. Any more drama around this core belief? No. Is there still a core belief? No. An emotion, belief, or attitude? No. Has this obstacle now been released? Okay. Some residual something. There was nothing interesting in there at all. Any other obstacles? Yes. 1, yes. Is there drama around it? No. Is it a 1 through 20, 21 through 40, 41 through 50, 51, 52? Obstacle 52. I am just empty inside. Okay, what's creating this belief? Is it a lesson that needs to be anchored? Yes. A core belief that needs to be released? No. Other emotions, beliefs, or attitudes? Any drama around the lesson? Is it one lesson? Okay, is it lesson 1 through 20, 1 through 10, 11 through 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 19? And do we have to read the lesson aloud? No. All right, so again, there's an obstacle, which is, so this, some part, somewhere, there's a belief that says, I am just empty inside. This is creating the drama that's preventing us from getting to the life event. Why is it never easy? But the lesson that needs to be anchored before we can release this obstacle is you will get out of life only to the amount you put into it. Stop sitting on the sidelines and give yourself permission. So has this lesson been anchored in? Okay, that's been anchored. So now, is this still an obstacle? All right, so now is there any drama around the life event? Finally, no drama. Okay, so now again, how many clues will help us figure it out? Is it 1 clue? No. 2, no. 3. Okay, now we're at 3 clues. Are you in column A? Yes. 1 through 10, yes. 1 through 5, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. All right, these are strong now. All right, A4. So I said there's still 3 clues that we're looking for. A4 is the first one, agitated. So our first clue is agitated. The second clue is in column A, B, 1 through 10, 11 through 20, 21 through 30, 21 through 25, 21, 22, 23, 24, 23. B23 is guilty conscience. So we've got agitated, guilty conscience. Nope, there's some drama around that emotion because that's not it. Demand the drama be released. Any more drama around it? Okay, the second emotion, guilty conscience. No, it's not. Is it a 1 through column A, B, C, D, E, F? Okay, are there still 3 emotions that we're looking for? What is going on? I'm getting crazy drama. Has a life event been released? No. Is there drama around the life event? No. How many clues will help us figure it out? Is it 1, 2? Okay. First clue is still agitated. Second clue, column A. Oh, that's what happened. 1 through 10, 11 through 20, 21 through 30, 21 through 25, 21, 22, 21. Oh, wow. Agitated and control. Any other clues? No. Let's find out when this happened. Was this during adulthood? No. Before the age of 15? No. Age 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 18. Okay, finally we're narrowing it down to something. Agitated and control at the age of 18, give or take a little bit. So control could be feeling a lack of control or like you need to have control. Agitated, you'd know what that means. How many people, actually, was the agitation your own? Yes. Was the control yours? No. Okay, so somebody else wanted control? Yeah, so let's find out how many people were involved. So you were agitated, somebody else was trying to control you? Yes. When did this take, sorry, who was involved? How many people were involved? Was it just you plus how many? 1, 2. Okay, there's drama around the people you released. Any more drama? Collapse the timeline around the drama. Any more drama? No. So you plus 1 other person. 2, 1. Okay, it was you and 1 other person. You were agitated. This person had something to do with control, and it was around the age of 18. Does anything spring to mind at this point in time, or do I have to like identify who the person is and the circumstances or anything like that?
No, that probably makes sense.
That makes some sense?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't need to share anything. Like this is not about airing your stuff. It's about releasing it. So now, and there was a whole lot of stuff around there. There was a lot of drama to get to this one. So, but what I want to ask you, because this is kind of the fun part of it. When you think about that event, does it elicit some emotional response? So, like, does it make you angry or embarrassed or upset or sad or something?
Not really. It kind of made me chuckle.
Really?
Yeah. I wouldn't have even thought it was in my subconscious, but
okay. So there's nothing negative about it at all.
At the time.
At the time, no. I mean, it's so when you, because what happens for a lot of people is when they think about the event and they put themselves back in that spot, they can still feel a little bit of something about it.
Maybe a little bit.
Maybe a little bit. Okay, so there is still a little something there. All right, that's fine. It's interesting. This is the most important one, but okay, we'll go with that. All right, so you can feel a little bit of something associated with it. That's fine. So what is still stuck with it? Why is that life event so stuck? Is there a contract associated? No. Is there a lesson that needs to be anchored? No. Core belief to release? Yes. Other emotions, beliefs, or attitudes? No. Is there any drama around the core belief? No. Is it one core belief? No. Two. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 core beliefs. To release these 9 core beliefs, is there a lesson that needs to be anchored? Nope. Another core belief to release? Yes. Other emotions, beliefs, or attitudes? No. Is there drama around the core belief? No. Is that one core belief? Okay, so basically, what's happened as a result of that event, part of, like, something about that event didn't make any sense to you. Like, it happened and you kind of went, why is this going on? And that happens a lot. But as a survival instinct, humans, we're funny. We really hate not understanding. We hate not knowing why we're experiencing something negative. So we'll actually, in order to feel comfortable, we will actually even manufacture a belief system to explain why that's happening. So let me give you an example. Let's say I was being bullied as a kid. Well, I don't know why that's going on. I'm like, well, what? Why are they picking on me? My subconscious might create the belief that I can't stand up for myself. Like, oh, they're doing this because I can't stand up for myself. Okay, now I understand. The world makes sense. So even if that wasn't true, if normally I could stand up for myself just fine, thank you very much. I've now created a belief system that helped me get through that experience. But and this is what happens. We do this all the time. Like I said, it's a survival technique. What's happened with you is you also created some sort of belief around that event. But what's happened is after the event, your subconscious held on to the belief. So it is now viewing the whole world. Everything is filtered through that belief. So what we're going to do is identify the belief that you're hanging on to and release that, because that's why your subconscious has said this is an important life event. It's because there's a belief system that came out of it. All right, so that's what we're addressing right now. So we said it's one core belief. Is it a 1 through 20, 21 through 40, 41 through 50, 41 through 45, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. Okay, so it's core belief number 45. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the belief. So as I read the belief, the pendulum's going to say, yep, that's me. That's my belief. And then I'm going to read the opposite. We're going to read what we want your subconscious to believe instead. So, because the subconscious doesn't really change its mind without being given a good reason to do it. So as I read it, pendulum is initially going to say, no, no. Oh, well, maybe. Yeah, you know what? That belief makes a lot more sense. Yeah, when I look at my life now, that belief fits way better. We can totally give up that old, outdated belief. And so it's going to shift. And once that shifts, then you don't need to hold on to that life event anymore, because that's what's keeping it stuck. All right, so I said it's core belief number 45. And what that says is, only if I prove myself by hard work will I receive praise. I can't take time for fun. And the opposite of that is, I am the only one who needs to approve of what I do. Working for praise suffocates my true nature and puts a limit on my personal growth and understanding. As I complete each task or achieve each goal to my own satisfaction, I will give myself permission to celebrate me. By taking time out for fun, I re-energize my strength, beliefs, and faith in my ability to be the best I can be. Okay, it hasn't fully shifted yet. It's still working on it a little bit. So I'm going to read it one more time. I'm the only one who needs to approve of what I do. Working for praise suffocates my true nature and puts a limit on my personal growth and understanding. As I complete each task or achieve each goal to my own satisfaction, I will give myself permission to celebrate me. By taking time out for fun, I re-energize my strength, belief, and faith in my ability to be the best I can be. Okay, so that's shifted now. Having released that core belief, have the other 9 beliefs been released? Okay, and is there anything remaining out of this life event? I feel like there's still something here. Okay, is there a lesson that needs to be anchored? Nope. Another core belief to release? Nope. Some other emotion, belief, or attitude? Yes. Is there drama around it? Yes. I demand the drama be released. Any more drama? Collapse the timeline around this drama. Any more drama? Nope. Do we have to identify the emotions? Yes. How many are there? 1, 2, 3. Okay, there's also 3 emotions that are stuck and associated with that life event. So we just need to identify those so that we can let them go. Okay, the first clue is in column A, B, 1 through 10, 11 through 20, 21 through 30, 21 through 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. B30, humorlessness. The second one is in column B, C, D, 1 through 10, 1 through 5, 6, 7, 7. Was that D7? D7. Mistrust. So humorless, mistrust. And the last one, column D, column E, F. 1 through 10, 11 through 15, 11, 12, 13. And there's drama around this last one. Demand the drama be released. Any more drama? Collapse the timeline around the drama. Any more drama? Okay, this third emotion is in column A, B, C, D. Let's see. 1 through 10, 11 through 20, 21 through 30, 21 through 25, 26. 29, 30, 29. Okay, the last one's D29. Sarcasm. Humorless, mistrust, and sarcasm. So now we've identified those, released those, and any and all other emotions, beliefs, or attitudes keeping this life event from being released. With that, is there anything remaining from this life event? Okay. So now when you think about that event, so before you said you could put yourself in there and capture a little bit of something, try that again now and tell me how you feel.
No.
No.
Not at all.
So now it's totally neutralized.
Yes.
So you could feel the difference, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. So yeah, so that's the initial the life event initially was an unresolved event. So when I say that, I tell people like to get an idea of what that means, is I say think about your life as though it was a photo album. And looking back on your life, most of those pictures are black and white. You can flip through the album and you say, oh yeah, I remember when that happened. I remember that. And, oh yeah, that was fun, or that kind of sucked, but you know, things happen. So you can remember them, but it elicits absolutely no emotional response. It's just, you know, it's reading a chapter out of history. There's other life events that those, when you look at them, are in bright, vivid color. You remember all sorts of details out of them. You remember, you know, who said what to who and how you felt. Almost like it's almost like it just happened yesterday. Like you could really mentally recreate that event. Um, that is an unresolved event. That's the kind of event that is seeking resolution. That's the stuff that your subconscious is saying, this can't be. There's still something stuck here, and we need to release that stuff. This is the stuff that's causing us problems today. So what we just did essentially was drain the color out of that picture. So it went from being a color picture with some emotional resonance remnants, and now we've totally neutralized it. So I don't know what I don't know what you're gonna feel later as a result of having released this one. All I know is your subconscious was pretty adamant that that was the most important thing it wanted us to talk about. So hopefully you will notice some shift, something changing, and I hope you'll keep me posted and let me know how you do.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Renu.
Okay, thank you so much again for being a guest on my show, and now for letting me demonstrate on you. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Okay, so we will be in touch. Next time I do crystals, I will have to have you back because, like I said, I'm not done yet.
Lovely. Looking
All
forward
right.
to that.
You take care, and we'll talk again soon.
Crystal blessings.
Thank you. Bye.